Okay, we're set for a live draft in Houston area baseball draft. We have two coaches and two teams. The laptop is the league administrator's view, and the phones are the two teams' views. And the live board. We're going to go to the live board here and here because the live board is started. As we can see, we have two teams here. It is currently the Sugarland Skeeters' turn to pick. We have two teams, the Sugarland Skeeters and the Houston Astros. And it is currently the Skeeters' pick. There has been no last pick. Time left to make the pick is 2 minutes. So next up to pick would be the Houston Astros. So this is the Houston Astros. Notice that he doesn't have the ability to select here. And then here, this is the Sugarland Skeeters phone, and it has given me a prompt to go ahead and make my selection, and my countdown is going on right now. So we're going to say, let's make our selection. It says select player, okay. So we are going to go ahead and select our player from the player list here. Let's go ahead and pick, we will take Caleb Fader and make our selection. But we've been prompted. Be aware that with Caleb Fader, Britton Fader is a sibling that has to come with that, which will count for your next round's pick. So do you want to make that selection? So we're going to go ahead and make that selection. We've made that pick. The Sugarland Skeeters has made the pick. And notice at the top up here, the notification is going on that says, hey, in the first round, Caleb Fader was selected by the Sugarland Skeeters. And because the sibling, it automatically made that selection for the Skeeters in the second round of Britton Fader, the sibling. Now on the clock is the Houston Astros. The clock is clicking down, and the Houston Astros are on the clock to make their first selection. So we'll move over to the Houston Astros head coach's phone here, and notice it's saying, hey, your clock is ticking, and you need to make your selection. You are on the clock. So we're going to say, okay, we're ready to make our selection. We're going to say select player, and it's telling us you got 2 minutes left to select your player, and we're saying, okay, we'll give us the player list to select from, and we're going to say, we will take, let's go ahead and take Diego. So we're going to select Diego as our selection, and it's going to make the notification that, hey, in the first round, Diego has been selected by the Houston Astros. There is the notification notifying everybody, and it is added to the ticker here. In the first round, the Houston Astros selected Diego Blanco. Now, ordinarily, it would go back to the Sugarland Skeeter selection, but no, it's saying Astros, you're on the clock to make your second selection, because in the first round, when Caleb Fader was selected, it automatically took a second round selection for the Skeeters, the sibling of Britton Fader. So the Astros need to make their second round selection to catch up before it goes back to the Sugarland Skeeters for the starting of the third round. So Astros, you're on the clock, so we'll hit select player. You still have 2 minutes and 18 seconds of the 3 minute allotted time to make your selection, but we are ready to put our selection in. So give us the player list, and we are going to say, give us Andrew Coker. And it's going to say, you are aware that if you take Andrew Coker, your next round selection is going to be taken as Colleen, the sibling. And we're going to say, sure, we'll take it. So go ahead and give it to us. And it's going to make the notification that, in the second round, the Houston Astros selected Andrew Coker, which also gave us the third round selection of Colleen Coker. So here it is, second round, Houston Astros selected Andrew Coker. And in the third round with it, Houston Astros took Colleen Coker. And notice that the live ticker ticking, it keeps the history of everything. So here it goes back to the beginning of the first round where it shows the Sugarland Skeeters selected Caleb Fader. And that also came with the second round selection of Britton fader. And then, following that, gave the Astros their first round pick, and their first round pick they took Diego Blanco, and then in the second round they selected Andrew Coker, which also going ahead and took their third round selection of Colleen Coker, which put the Sugarland Skeeters on the clock. So we will go to the Sugarland Skeeters phone here, the head coach's phone, and we still have a minute 51 left to make our selection. So we are ready to make our selection. So we're going to say, give us the player list. And we are ready to make our selection. We are going to take Colby Turner and make our selection. And it's immediately going to notify everybody on both sides. Uh-oh. The Sugarland Skeeters pick is in, and they took Colby. So Colby Turner is the selected player. And so that put the Skeeters back on the clock to start round 4, because the Skeeters are in the first position of picking each round, and now the third round has been selected by both, because remember the Astros took Colleen automatically in the third round selection. So here we go. Sugarland Skeeters is starting the fourth round, and we are ready to make our selection. So we're going to say, give us the player list, and we are going to take Camden. So when we make that selection, it's going to immediately notify everybody that Camden has been selected by the Sugarland Skeeters. Notifications across the board, and immediately in both phones here, it is prompting the Houston Astros to make your fourth round selection. So here we go over here. We'll go to the Houston Astros phone and say, we are ready to make our selection. Go ahead and give us our player list to select from of the remaining players. And we are saying that in the Houston Astros, we are going to take Arian. Select Arian. Notify everybody that the Houston Astros has selected Arian in the fourth round. And it prompts back to the final fifth round selection for the Sugarland Skeeters to make their selection, and we are ready to make our selection. So give us the player pool that's left, and it says left to choose from is you have Gavin and Dean, and so we're going to choose one, and we will go ahead and just take Gavin. And so the Sugarland Skeeters takes Gavin. It notifies everybody that the Skeeters had taken Gavin, and it prompts the Astros to make their final selection. And of the final selection player left is Dean, so we're automatically going to take Dean. Select Dean, and it notifies everybody that the league board is complete. The final selection was Dean. So the league board is complete. So now what you can do is go into either one of the league boards and say, go to league preview. And now the teams have been formed. So we are currently looking at the Astros, and here's the team that was selected for the Astros. And if we go to Sugarland Skeeters, there's the team that was selected for the Skeeters. And we can look at the administrator's view of the dashboard, which we never looked at the whole time, but we can go here, and now we can see if we go into the league from the dashboard, the league will now show us that the teams have been formed. So in here now, under the Houston Astros, there we go. We can see the team that was selected by the Houston Astros with the order they were selected in, and we can change it from Astros to Sugarland Skeeters, and we will see the team that was selected by the Skeeters. So that is the fun of the draft board. Again, on this phone we see the Astros, and over here we can change it so we see the Skeeters, and then side by side the coaches can see the team that was selected by them, or they can see the other team. So we can switch from the Astros to the Skeeters here, and from the Skeeters to the Astros here. Everybody has full disclosure of the teams that were created by the draft. And likewise over here, the league administrator can click back and forth to see the teams. So that's it.